Hey guys, and welcome to the Next Trek podcast. Every week we break down the latest episode, and in this case, the first episode of Star Trek Discovery, and give our thoughts on the final frontier. My name is Chris.
And I'm Tyler.
And today, for this episode, we have a very special guest. Her name is Melody Farrell. You may recognize that last name. She is indeed my wife, and we have had a relationship with Star Trek ever since we have had a relationship. Melody and I really kind of fell in love with each other through the lens of Star Trek. Wouldn't you say that, Melody?
I think I would say that, yes.
Awesome. Well, tell us a little bit about yourself, why you love Star Trek, and just maybe kind of give us some indication of who you are and what you're all about.
Okay, well, that's a broad introduction. I'm going to do it quickly because I'm sure all our listeners would love to hear about Star Trek Discovery, and not just about me. But to introduce myself briefly, I have been an avid Star Trek watcher since I was a little girl. Used to watch my dad watch it, and then when I was allowed to watch it, I would watch it too. My brother and I grew up recording all the episodes of Next Generation and many of them of DS9, so we had them all recorded on VHS, cataloged, categorized. We were fans of the truest sort. So I definitely loved Star Trek when I was a kid, and I'm sure you guys have already heard the story about me and Chris, so I won't bore you with that one. The reason I didn't jump into this podcast to be a full-time host is because I suppose I'm one of those, like, Trekkies of years past. I don't know if I can completely say that I qualify as a Trekkie in this very moment because I have not been completely in love with the most recent series and movies of Star Trek, although I have liked them, for their own sake. But it wasn't the same sort of love that I had for Next Generation, DS9, and those sorts of things. So I was, what's the word? I think leery. I think not hopeful for Discovery, just because I didn't want to get my hopes up, because I just love Star Trek too much to be disappointed.
You didn't want to be hurt. You didn't want to be hurt by
I didn't want to
Star
be
Trek.
hurt. No,
That's right.
I just wanted to keep my safe distance, and then I wouldn't have to weep into my pillow at night, and all would be well with the world. But you two and your enthusiasm convinced me that perhaps there was hope for this show after all. So here I am to give my thoughts. Thank you, everyone.
Well, which one?
Thanks for joining us.
Just for comparison, which one is your Star Trek? Which series is yours that you would say, like, this is, I'm going to, if I had one to watch forever, it's this one?
I would say it's Next Generation. I think it's the best. I think, like, the storytelling of Next Generation is second to none. However, I've probably seen more of DS9. I don't know why. I guess it was the more accessible in the years that I was really watching it. So I have great love for both of them. And Voyager. Honestly, I love all Star Trek. But
Nice.
Next Generation, if I have to pick one, it's going to be that one.
Well,
Awesome.
Excellent. That's great. So I guess that brings us. I think you're going to lead us right into this. So you were leery. You were a bit wary going into this new one. You were hesitant. Our constant barrage of enthusiasm maybe convinced you at least to give it a chance. And I think, you'd probably. I don't think that you could have gotten away with not watching it with Chris though, probably. So
No, I was always going to watch it, but I just didn't want to have any hopes for it because
Gotcha.
that would just be too painful.
Cool. Well, that leads us into this, guys. We are now living in a world where Star Trek is on TV again.
Yes.
It's
Well,
happening.
kinda.
Sort of.
Kinda.
It's new episodes of Star Trek are. Can we even say airing? Like
No.
they're not airing. I guess we had a new one air yesterday, but no
They're
more
streaming.
will air. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that.
Yeah.
They're. So yeah, how do you feel? I mean, just general, gut reaction. How do you feel?
I had a really great time with the first two episodes of Star Trek Discovery. I had a very little expectation of what it was going to be, and I think the production